Students, in today's video we are going to learn about determination of molecular weight of polymer using Oswald's viscometer. So what is this method of determining the molecular weight of polymer? That is called as viscometry. There are several other processes also to determine the molecular weight of polymer like osmometry, then gel permeation chromatography, sedimentation, etc. But this is the most useful and the easiest way to find out the weight of polymer. Already you have learnt what is a polymer is. So you know it's a long chain giant molecule of many monomeric units, and its weight throughout the polymer may not be same. So that's the reason average molecular weight of a polymer has to be taken. Already you might have learnt in the theory class about the number average molecular weight of polymer as well as weight average molecular weight of polymer. Today you are going to learn the viscosity average molecular weight of polymer. So why the viscosity is important? As you know, the viscosity is nothing but it is the property of liquid which arises due to the internal friction between the two layers of the liquid. When the liquid is allowed to flow through the tube of uniform diameter, the liquid will move along in the form of layers, and the layer which is close to the surface moves with the lowest speed, and when it moves from the surface to the center it will keep on moving with the fastest speed, and due to the difference in the speed of the layers the friction arises, and that leads to the property called as viscosity. So how to find out the viscosity of liquid, any liquid? So for that we must use the Poiseuille's formula. According to this formula, eta is equal to nothing but the viscosity coefficient is equal to pi p r raised to 4 T upon 8 VL, where P is nothing but the pressure difference between the two ends of the capillary tube, wherein we are going to take the viscometer. So will be having that capillary. So this P stands for pressure difference between the two ends of the capillary tube. R is the radius of the capillary tube. T is time flow. P is the volume of liquid taken in the viscometer, and L is length of the capillary. Now if you want to find out the viscosity coefficient of a single liquid, then all these parameters have to be entered in the formula. But it's difficult to find out the P and R factor. So it's better to use the relative viscosity formula, wherein you can find out the viscosity coefficient of any one liquid with respect to the other liquid by using this d1 d2 upon d2 t2, where d stands for the density of the liquid. So you can arrive this equation by substituting the P factor as well as this D. Then D1 is the density of one liquid, D2 is the density of the other liquid. So you need to measure just the time flow of these two liquids, and if you know one of the liquid's viscosity, you can find out the viscosity coefficient of the other. So this can be find out by using the Oswald's viscometer. So let me show you what is this Oswald's viscometer is. This is Oswald's viscometer. So it's a U-shaped tube having the two bulbs on both the sides. One of the bulb is having these markings, the upper mark and the lower mark. So you need to measure the time flow with the help of this viscometer. So in first we are going to take, since we are going to find out the molecular weight of a polystyrene. So for that we require the polystyrene solution of different concentration and the individual toluene liquid. So first thing, we must take the liquid which we are going to utilize to dissolve the polymer, so in the viscometer. Then time flow is measured. For that we need to raise the liquid from this capillary. This is the capillary tube. So from that tube you have to raise this liquid with the help of the rubber bulb. So you have to lift it like this, and when it reaches this upper mark you have to leave this liquid to flow down. So start the stopwatch. You can make use of the stopwatch. Start it and then stop it when the liquid reaches the lower mark. So thus you can find out the time flow of the liquid. Then 2 to 3 readings to be taken, concurrent readings for the same liquid. Then you remove this liquid and using the same viscometer go for the different concentrations of polystyrene solution. So you can get the polystyrene solutions time flow. Now using the same formula, that is relative viscosity formula, eta R is equal to eta upon eta naught, where eta is the viscosity coefficient of the solution, eta naught is the viscosity coefficient of the solvent, that is toluene. Then for each set, that is 0.2% polystyrene solution, 0.4% and 0.6% polystyrene solution, find out the relative viscosity, specific viscosity, which is nothing but it is eta minus eta naught upon eta naught. I have already told what is eta and eta naught is. And then find out the reduced viscosity, that is eta Sp upon C, specific viscosity upon concentration. Now you will have the 3 readings, reduced viscosity readings, plot those readings against concentration. So you have the concentration 0.2, 0.4, 0.6 and 0.8 and so on. So you will get these reduced viscosity values. So as the concentration increases, that of solute in the solvent, the viscosity also increases. So this plot, wherever the intercept we will get, so this intercept, this value we call it as intrinsic viscosity. This value is called as intrinsic viscosity and it is related to the molecular weight of polymer with the help of Markov-Huggins equation. According to that equation, intrinsic viscosity is equal to Km raised to A, where K and A are constant for particular polymer solvent system, polystyrene, toluene. This system K is 1.1 into 10 raised to minus 4 and A is 0.720 at 25 degree Celsius. So if you know this from the graph, intrinsic viscosity, you already know these two constants. By substituting in this formula, you can get to know what is the molecular weight of polymer. So thus, with the help of this methodology, that is determination of the molecular weight of polymer by Ostwald's viscometer, is possible. It's the easiest way, and within few hours we can calculate what is the molecular weight of polymer. Thank you.